Those guys down, they've been scoring a lot of points all year. They're going to be pretty tough to stop. So glad we had our last shot and glad we took advantage of it.
Patriots needed everything they had last night to go on and beat the Chiefs. Did they prove that they are the best team in the AFC? See?
Well, I think Kansas City's more talented than them. They were able to win. Kansas City ran out of time in this game. New England played better than Kansas City, but to me, I think Kansas City's talent and the defensive additions that they're going to get back later in the year will really help this defense. That defense, that secondary, man, the lack of a pass rush outside of D Ford, like, there's no defensive coordinator. Bob Sutton, the defense coordinator in Kansas City, he did a marvelous job keeping them at 43 with the personnel that they had in this game. They get Justin Houston back. If you look at the pressure they generated in the second half without a whole bunch of talented players, Justin Houston will make a huge difference. They get Eric Berry back, the 75%, the player that he was. I believe those additions will have a bigger impact as we get to December than where New England is. Now, I do believe New England's offensively, they will get a little bit better. I believe that Josh Gordon, the combination between him and Brady, will get a little bit better. So when Gronk is taken out of the game, they will have someone else to go to besides Edelman, who's a legitimate threat to the defense.
If this was who the Chiefs were going to be running out there on defense for the rest of the year, I would say you just can't win 3 or 4 playoff games with a defense like this. But they know they have Justin Houston coming back. They believe they have Eric Berry coming back. I believe they need both of those guys back for this Chiefs team to have just an adequate enough defense to win multiple playoff games. Because we know the offense is going to score. But in the playoffs, they're going to play a team like New England, maybe exactly New England, or Pittsburgh, or teams that, or Los Angeles Chargers, teams that have potent offenses. The Chiefs yesterday were without their top 3 safeties, 2 of their top 3 outside linebackers, and D Ford, their other outside linebackers, having his career year. But you could see last night, when he's the only pass rusher out there, that he can be neutralized to a degree. He needs Justin Houston opposite him, so the opposing team kind of has to pick their poison there. But where you have to be incredibly encouraged by the Chiefs is down 15 in New England. That's game over 99% of the time. They were able to come back and tie this game. Pat Mahomes, after the worst first half of his career, had statistically the best second half of his career. And if these two teams do play again, I don't anticipate the Pats will be able to go 0 penalties, 0 punts. But what I know will be the case is Chiefs guys will be just as fast. Like, the one thing the Patriots don't have an answer for defensively is the outstanding speed of the Chiefs skill position guys, even though they were able to neutralize Travis Kelce.
If there was a game that might be a situation where the moment was too big for a guy like Patrick Mahomes, it would be at Gillette against the Patriots when they're clicking on all cylinders. It didn't seem like last night the moment got too big for Patrick Mahomes. He came in the second half down, trailing, mounted a comeback, and was right there at the very end. What did you see from
the second half? Was tremendous. The first half of the game was moving a gear or 2 faster than him. He was trying to force the ball, not as efficient. And also, New England putting points on the board, they rush you. They make you play at a pace that you're not comfortable with. So even Patty Mahomes in this explosive offense, I thought, in the first 30 minutes of the game, and I believe the biggest indicator of that was forcing the ball before halftime, making that interception, and not getting any points on first down where he didn't have to force it. 18 seconds left in the game, first and 10, like, you don't have to force that ball in there. End up getting a turnover, didn't get those 3 points, and they were getting the opening second half kickoff, which they ultimately came out and scored on. So that right there, I thought, was a huge difference in the game in the second half. Andy Reid, Eric Bieniemy, the offensive coordinator, they got everything settled down, got them in some great looks, and they were able to make those big plays and make a lot of third down conversions.
Kareem Hunt had a huge game on catching and rushing the football. The Chiefs offense, listen, early in the game, even before the end of the first half, they were coming away field goals. They were 3-3-3 early in the game on red zone trips. That's a killer in a game where the total in Vegas is 60 points. You know you need touchdowns. Patriots knew they were going to have to score early. It's why they went for a 4th down on the first drive of the game, because it looked like this was a game where you're going to have to score touchdowns. The end of the first half was the killer. I know on the broadcast, Chris Collins was saying this is a spot where you've got to get 7. I feel like the Chiefs carry themselves with enough confidence offensively that if you're down 12 at halftime, which is what they would have been down with a field goal, knowing they get the ball, because getting the ball is huge there. That's been the thing the Pats have done for years and years. They defer the opening kickoff. They try to time the end of the first half enough so they score at the end, get the ball back, score again. The Chiefs could have done that daily double to them. That interception was huge. Where I want to give the Pats a ton of credit is their best player than Brady's Rob Gronkowski. He had 1 catch with 4 minutes left in this football game. And then he made an enormous play on 1st down on a drive they went down and scored a touchdown, or I think they got a field goal on a 42-yard play. And then the single biggest play of the game that essentially ended
Josh McDaniel late in the game, the first play that he ran, they ran an unbelievable play. They knew that Kansas City, because they had booked them, they knew what defense they were going to play in certain formations. They knew they would play bump and run on Rob Gronkowski. They had the left tackle block the defensive back, have Gronkowski slip out, and then they put Gronk in the slot where they knew if they ran a smash route on the outside, they could throw the fade on the for the slot to Gronk. So tremendous job by New England coaching at the end of the game, getting the type of looks and taking advantage of it.
We talked about the defense perhaps holding Kansas City back. Is there anything you saw in the Patriots game last night that concerned you?
Well, I mean, their defense did allow 40 as well. And, I mean, I thought they had a good game plan. I thought they did an excellent job neutralizing Travis Kelce. We talked on Friday, what are the Patriots going to try to take away? It was clear at least one of the things was Travis Kelce. They forced Pat Mahomes into a couple mistakes. One was just a bad decision. The other, he said he just didn't see Dante Hightower. Dante Hightower standing in the middle of the field. He says he just didn't see him.
No, he didn't see him. He faked like he was going to blitz on the play action, and then Mahomes, he lost his eye because he went back where he thought the route. Anytime you're going to have play action strong and you half boot, you know a crossing route's coming from the other side, so the guy runs right into it. So that was a good defensive maneuver by Dante Hightower, and that's what we missed with New England's defense all of last year when he was injured.
But to answer your question, Jenna, what the Pats deserve a ton of credit. This was an incredibly important game, even if they wouldn't say it. They won it. They won it by running the football 38 times for 175 yards. Where the Pats would be concerned, if they were being honest, is they don't have any reinforcements coming, and the game was at home. The Chiefs were down, I think, their 2 most talented defensive players in Barry and Houston, and it's on the road. They don't play a good first half. They don't force a punt.
And they're still right there.
And they're tied 40 apiece with 2 minutes left. I think the Chiefs leave this game feeling like we can play better. I don't know that the Pats can play much better, and the Pats don't have key personnel coming back later in the year for a potential rematch.
All right, we got to take a break.